In this video, we'll look at how you can change the Wi-Fi name and password for a D-Link router like the one I have here. We would require a computer to do the change in Wi-Fi name, and so I'll be relying on this laptop to carry out the change. This particular router has 4 LAN ports, that is the yellow ports that you find here. And so we'll have to use a network cable and connect from any of the LAN ports. And so I'll plug up a network cable from any of the LAN ports here. And I want to immediately connect power into the router as well. So I'll plug up the power into this port as well. And this end of the network cable will then be plugged into the computer. So I'll plug up this end into the network interface of the computer. So I'll plug it here. All right. Now that the router and the computer are connected together, the rest of the work will be done on the computer. To begin with, we must ensure that the computer acquires an IP address assigned to it by the router, which is an indication that the computer and the router are on the same local area network. And so we have to turn on DHCP on the computer. So to turn on the DHCP, in the taskbar of the computer, at the point where we have search, we'll click it in here and we'll look for control panel. Control panel is already there, so I wouldn't have to type again. I'll try and open control panel. And under network and internet, we'll come to open up view network status and task. So we'll access this one. So I'll click on change adapter settings, and under Ethernet, we would have to right click on the mouse and come down to properties. Now we'll have to come down to Internet Protocol version 4. We'll have to double click at it and obtain an IP address automatically is selected, which means that the computer would automatically acquire an IP address from the router. If you have it at use the following IP address like this, you need to switch it to obtain an automatic IP address automatically. Once you have it this way and you click at OK, the computer would acquire an automatic IP address from the router. To further confirm the IP address of the router and the computer, let's use the command prompt. So we'll click at the search again. We'll be looking for CMD, which is command prompt. So we'll open the command prompt. At command prompt, we'll type ipconfig in order to be able to find the IP details of both the router and the computer. After typing ipconfig, we'll press enter, and at the result that has come, under this point where we have the IPv4 address, that gives us the IP address of the computer, which is 192.168.0.100. And the IP address of the router is the default gateway, which is 192.168.0.1. So we'll use this IP address of the router to access the router's web interface, through which we can change the Wi-Fi name and password of the router. So we can close the command prompt window, and we can use any browser at all to be able to access the web interface of the router. So I'll use my Chrome browser, and in the address bar of the Chrome browser, we would have to type in the IP address of the router, which is 192.168.0.1, and would enter. So this gives us the login interface or the login page of the router. We'll have to enter the username and then the password of the router to be able to log into the router. Once the login details are complete, you can click on login. This is the home page of the router's web interface. Because we are interested in setting up or changing the Wi-Fi name, we will straight away come to settings and we'll as well select Wi-Fi. Under the basic tab, we'll scroll down and locate SSID. SSID is right here, and the current name by SSID is test, which means that the Wi-Fi name for my router is test. This is what we can change to reflect the name of our Wi-Fi. So for example, I can change my SSID to maybe test 2. Test 2. Let me space the 2. And that will become the Wi-Fi name, or the name that will be found whenever the Wi-Fi's presence is detected. Once you change the name, you will have to scroll down and click on save and apply. So we'll click on save and apply. And you can find that the information we have here says, do not turn off or reboot the device during this time. Please wait. All right, so the name of our Wi-Fi has been changed successfully. So the name we'll find anytime we turn on a phone or any device that can access a Wi-Fi network, what we will find is test 2 as the Wi-Fi name. Let's look at how we can change the Wi-Fi password. So we'll come straight under the security tab. We'll click at security, and under security, we'll have to look for pre-shared key. And so when you scroll down, pre-shared key is here, which is ABCD1234. So that is the password to the Wi-Fi network. This is the password anyone has to enter to be able to access the Wi-Fi network of our router. So this is what you can change in case you want to change your Wi-Fi password. Once you change your pre-shared key, that is what it will take effect, and that is what will protect your Wi-Fi network. When you do that, you will be required to click on save and apply, and it will get that information saved for you. So this is how you can change the Wi-Fi name and password.